Hey gamers, FoxFires here with the latest updates on Trion's live launch of ArcheAge. Unfortunately, there's so many problems with the game, the bottom line right now is don't play. This video is the Head Start launch fail. Players can purchase founder packs that come in different tiers with an assortment of goodies. One thing all the founder packs have in common is a 4-day head start. That means the founders are able to play the game live 4 days ahead of the launch for everyone else. It sounds great in theory, but everything's gone wrong, making the game unplayable. The issues began yesterday on the first day of the Head Start launch for founders. Players ran into a myriad of errors, including the infamous error 2028. This error, players were unable to update the game, even from the beta to the live version. The error would tell them that they didn't have the correct entitlements, even when they'd already purchased founder packs, and the purchase showed up in the transaction history. Trion customer support became completely overwhelmed, with wait times of over 4 hours to speak with a GM. I know that firsthand because I experienced error 2028 and was in the customer support queue for over 4.5 hours. One potential fix suggested on the forums for error 2028 was to change the account password. For many players, this only compounded the problem. In my case, the ArcheAge website accepted my new password, but the Glyph downloader would only accept my old password. This effectively messed up the password for my entire account. Problems like these prevented a substantial number of players from even being able to play the game on the first day. Players who were able to start updating the game faced other problems. The Glyph client suffered from constant freezes and crashes, making the update process last for hours. In some cases, Glyph would freeze the entire computer, forcing the player to do a hard reset. But this corrupted files and caused hard disk errors for players, including my boyfriend. He not only lost the entire first day of the Head Start, but spent the rest of the night backing up all of his files on his hard drive. Players who succeeded in getting to the server selection screen were met with queue lines that were hours long, consisting of 3,000 plus players that were waiting to get into the game ahead of them. This effectively prevented even more players from getting any game time in on day one. As you can imagine, the community exploded on the ArcheAge and Reddit forums. This morning, day 2 of the ArcheAge Head Start launch boded ill with news that the IANA server was completely down for maintenance. Queue times to get in the game were substantially shorter for other servers, but players faced serious lag once they were in the game. Lag became so severe that many players were disconnected en masse.
I think so too. Huh. Either that or the game's lagging and it's just not letting me.
Yes, the game is... everyone's getting off of lag.
Lag.
They can feel the server crash coming.
No, the gods have disconnected you. That's hilarious. Oh man, not just disconnected. I do appreciate the humor there. The actual window says the gods have disconnected you.
Yeah, and if you curse, they're like, the gods will smite you or something.
Lag and disconnects are common for MMO game launches, but ArcheAge slammed into even worse icebergs. Glyph. Again. When disconnected players attempted to log back into the game, they found themselves stuck watching the intro cinematic, with no way to escape out of it. When the cinematic concluded, it would start all over again, in an unending loop.
Are you serious? It just started the video over. Oh, you're kidding me. Really? Oh, man. Alright, I'm gonna have to, like, close the game again.
Huh.
Glyph restarts didn't help. Computer restarts didn't help, because the problem was much more systemic. The Glyph authentication servers were completely down. And there was no way for players to be able to tell that. No one could get back in. The ArcheAge and Reddit forums exploded again, with an even angrier community. Players rightfully upset about having paid for founder packages to get the 4-day head start, when they couldn't even play the game. Players threw the useless customer support service GM's words back at them with remarks like, "Have they tried turning it off and on again?" ArcheAge does not currently have an official server status webpage, and fan sites erupted on the internet with scathing satire that everything was down. Players lucky enough to have logged on before the Glyph authentication servers went down, and who didn't get disconnected from lag, faced a host of other problems. Players not receiving their founder account items, finding all of the good farmland and housing spaces were already gone, quests that could only be done one at a time so that huge lines formed. There are other severe emerging issues with the game as well, involving memory leaks that fill up hard drives and crash players' computers. So if you're considering playing the game, do look into these things before you start. Through it all, Trion's customer support is what it has always been for games like Rift. We're sorry, we can't do anything, and we can't compensate you for the time that you've lost. Trion has its money. For now. EU is rapidly closing for the Head Start Day 2 out of 4. As of creating this video, the authentication servers are still down, and players such as myself still cannot get into play. Instead of saying, ArcheAge, don't play, I should say, ArcheAge, you can't play.
Daggone it. Okay. Trying again.